So, we meet again. Hi, you guys. How you doing? We'll get started in the usual 5 minutes at 2 o'clock East Coast time. And while we're waiting for people to file into the room, I just thought I'd say a little congratulations to all the graduates out there. You know, there's a lot of kids out there who just recently moved up from 5th grade to 6th grade. They're going to start middle school, or kids who went to a K through 4 school and went from, or they're going to go from 4th grade up to 5th grade. Congratulations, graduates, you know, good job. And you guys had a tough year to deal with. Man, this is tougher than any year I ever experienced when I was a kid. So you made it through. Congratulations. I hope you guys all have a great rest of the summer. And hey, summer's a great time to read lots of books, especially mine. So I see there's 79 of us in the room. Why don't I say hello to some people like Patrick from New York and Bennett. Hi, I'm so glad you could all make it today. Skyla from Montgomery, New York. Okay, and Lucas and Connor in Pennsylvania. Maria's got Texas covered. Quarterly kids are here. And the Druckmans, of course. We couldn't do any of this without the Druckmans. Braden from New York. AJ and Morgan are here. And Violet and Stefan also from Pennsylvania. Got Pennsylvania very well covered. Okay, and Sebastian, Maria in Texas. Okay. Tyler's here from Long Island. And Ellie from Illinois. We got Illinois in the house. Bucky the Badger, Wisconsin. Yes, Wisconsin is covered. Braden and Michaela, we got everybody covered. How about the Searle squad? Michaela's here. What else do we have covered? If you got a state that I haven't mentioned, California. Noah's from California here. We got California covered. We got Nevada. Liam is here. Okay, that's great. I want to cover the whole country. We got 131 of us here. Bennett's here, and Winona, also from California. Okay. I think I said Michaela already. I could stop typing that. Virginia, Granton, Virginia. We got Virginia covered. New York City, we got that covered. Noah from California. Okay. And North Carolina, Abigail and Chester in North Carolina. New Jersey is covered with Leslie. And KC, Kansas City is covered. I missed the name. Austin from Nashville, Tennessee is covered. Georgia is covered. We got them all. Dan is here. Well, that's me. But there's another Dan too. How many minutes left? We got 2 minutes. You still have time to get your friends in here. South Carolina, Ashlen is here. Canada is covered with Ara and Malaki. And Antonella and Alex are here. We got everything covered. Hopefully. Okay. All right. So I'll take a quick sip of water. Mallory and Magnolia. Alabama, the Phillips kids. We got Alabama covered. Okay. And we got about 1 minute left. Amy from New York City. Okay. Hi, Amy. We're neighbors. Marina from New Jersey is here. Virginia, Arlington. Okay. Hudson and Cooper from St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. Rutzello, nice to see you again. Lynn from Mineola. Laney from New Jersey is here. And I see you all. Hi, Annabelle. So it's Annabelle. Annabelle, don't type all those characters, okay? Tara is here. And okay. How many seconds left? Ooh, we got about a half a minute left to go. Sweden is here. We got Sweden covered with Hugo. Thank you, Hugo. Isaac. Okay. All right. Colin and Cora. Yes. In Illinois. Laney is here. We're going to start in about 15 seconds or so. Patrick and Evelyn in Florida. Madison is here. And Noah and Logan in Wisconsin. Amelia and Emma. And we got 7 seconds to go. I can get one more in. Who's the last one? Katie and Colin. Hi, Katie and Colin. All right. It's go time, baby. Hi, My name is Dan Gutman. I am the guy who writes the My Weird School series and lots of other books for kids too. Let's get right to our question of the day, which is from Brooke in Iowa. And Brooke asked, did you ever have weird things happen in your school growing up? Mostly my school was pretty normal, you know. I do remember that I used to giggle a lot, and the kids enjoyed making me giggle. So they would make me laugh, and then like the teacher would turn around, and then they'd all have straight faces, and I'd still be giggling, and I'd get in trouble. And I remember once getting kicked out of the library for giggling, actually. And as far as negative things go, I remember once in 3rd grade, my teacher was Mrs. Hamilton, and she was kind of a mean lady, you know? And I remember she once got so mad at this boy named Norman Peters that she picked him up and she threw him against the chalkboard. They don't do that anymore, okay? Don't worry about that. But this was a long time ago. All right, let's get to our book of the day, book of the week, which is Mrs. Meyer is on Fire. If you've been following, you know that Mrs. Meyer works for the local fire department, and she comes to the school to teach the kids about fire safety. So she's taught them how to prevent fires, you know, what to do if you're caught in a fire. She taught them how to build a campfire. She's a real fire expert. She knows everything there is to know about fires, including making bad fire jokes. And when we last left at the end of chapter 7, I think it was, Mrs. Meyer was kind of staring off into her campfire, just kind of in a daze. And that's where we left it. So let's pick up there with chapter 8, which is titled The Truth About Mrs. Meyer. All right, you guys ready? Gather around your big screen TV, your laptop, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever it is, let's do it. Here we go. We were eating lunch in the vomitorium. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Michael had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Ryan had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Everybody had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I traded my peanut butter and jelly sandwich for Neil's peanut butter and jelly sandwich because his mom cuts the crusts off. You know what's weird? I told the gang. Sometimes they say that a house burned down, and sometimes they say that a house burned up. But it's the same thing. That's right, said Ryan. Whether your house burns up or down, you still have no house left. I'll tell you what's weird, said Michael. Mrs. Meyer. Yeah, we all agreed. She's always telling jokes about fire, said Alexia. Hey, I know a fire joke, I said. What do you call a doll that's on fire? What? Everybody asked. A barbecue. Everybody laughed. Neil, the nude kid, laughed so hard that milk came out of his nose. And here's Jim's picture of Neil is getting some milk coming out of his nose while everybody's laughing hysterically. You know a joke is good if you can make milk come out of somebody's nose. That's the first rule of being a kid. I didn't see it, but annoying Andrea and crybaby Emily had just come up behind us. They put their trays on our table. Setting dolls on fire is not funny, Arlo, said Andrea. How would you like it if I set one of your action figures on fire? I did that last week, I told her. His face melted off. It was cool. Andrea and Emily sat down. Andrea had on her mean face, as usual. What's eating you? I asked her. Did they cancel your clog dancing lesson for today? Clog dancing is a kind of dance that plumbers do. No, Andrea said. I'm worried about Mrs. Meyer. I think she likes fire a little too much. Yeah. Did you see the look in her eyes when she was staring into the campfire? Asked Alexia. It was creepy. I think Mrs. Meyer is obsessed with fire. Maybe she's a pyromaniac, said Andrea. You mean she really loves eating pie? I asked. Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. No dumbhead, said Andrea. A pyromaniac is somebody who can't stop setting fires. I knew that, I lied. Hey, maybe Mrs. Meyer isn't a real firefighter at all. Maybe she's an imposter. Stop trying to scare Emily, Andrea told me. Yeah, maybe Mrs. Meyer is a pyromaniac who's just pretending to be a firefighter, said Michael. I'm scared, said Emily. Maybe Mrs. Meyer kidnapped a real firefighter and tied him up in an abandoned barn, said Neil. Stuff like that happens all the time, you know. And here's Jim's picture of Mrs. Meyer setting fire to the barn while the real firefighter is tied up. And she's about to set the barn on fire, said Ryan. I saw that in a movie once. She'll probably set our school on fire, I added. We've got to do something, Emily shouted. And then she went running out of the room. Sheesh, that girl will fall for anything. All right, that's chapter 8. You guys ready for chapter 9? What's the magic word? Okay, chapter 9 is titled, Mrs. Meyer is a liar. Ooh. Actually, Emily was right. We did have to do something. If Mrs. Meyer was going to set the school on fire, a lot of people could get hurt. There was only one thing for us to do. We had to go talk to Mr. Klutz. After lunch, the whole gang and I skipped recess and went to Mr. Klutz's office instead. Well, we didn't just go to his office. We snuck down the hallways, ducking into doorways along the way, so Mrs. Meyer wouldn't see us. Here's a picture of the kids sneaking down the hallways, which, by the way, is always fun to do. You should, if you're ever in the hallways, just sneak around pretending to be secret agents. That's fun. Also, it's good in hotel lobbies, corridors. Okay. We ducking into doorways along the way so Mrs. Meyer wouldn't see us. It was exciting. There was electricity in the air. Well, not really. If there was electricity in the air, we would have all been electrocuted. And that's even worse than catching on fire. But we were slinking around like secret agents. It was cool. Mr. Klutz was standing in front of his office talking to some parent. Blah, blah, my daughter, blah, blah, said the parent. Blah, blah, she won't do it again, blah, blah. Blah, blah, thank you, blah, blah, said Mr. Klutz. Blah, blah, we appreciate your blah, blah. Grown-ups are really boring. After 1,100,000 minutes, the parent finally said goodbye to Mr. Klutz and left. What can I do for you kids? Mr. Klutz asked us. Aren't you missing recess? We have an important question we need to ask you, said Andrea. Is Mrs. Meyer a real firefighter? Said Mr. Klutz, scratching his head as if he had any hair up there. Here's Jim's picture of Mr. Klutz scratching his head, thinking about the question that the kids have asked him. We're afraid she's a pyromaniac who kidnapped a real firefighter, I told him. She probably tied him up in an abandoned barn and she's about to set it on fire. Said Mr. Klutz, scratching his head again. He must have had a rash or something. Mrs. Meyer told me she's a real firefighter. She looks like a real firefighter. She talks like a real firefighter. But I can't be completely sure. Maybe you should ask her to prove that she's a real firefighter. Yeah, Alexia said. Let's make her prove it. Yeah, we all agreed. Where is Mrs. Meyer? Asked Andrea. Oh, she's not here, said Mr. Klutz. She said she wanted to take the rest of the day off, but the fire chief told her she had to go to the firehouse for an important meeting at 3:15. Important meeting, I said. Ha! Mrs. Meyer is a liar. I bet she didn't even go to the firehouse because she's not a real firefighter. She's a fake. That's when I got the greatest idea in the history of the world, I looked at Ryan. Ryan looked at Neil. Neil looked at Andrea. Andrea looked at Alexia. We were all looking at each other because we all had the same genius idea. Important meeting, 3:15. We get out of school at 3 o'clock. We were going to spy on Mrs. Meyer. All right, that's chapter 9. We're going to do chapter 10 and 11 tomorrow. Chapter 10 is titled A Real Spy Mission. We're going to finish this book tomorrow, you guys. And by the way, next week's book? Yeah, got it right here. Miss Brown is Upside Down. That's what we're going to read next week. Yeah, but before we go, how about the joke of the day? You guys ready? All right, here it is. The joke of the day is this. What's blue? What's blue and would kill you if it fell out of a tree? What's blue and would kill you if it fell out of a tree? A refrigerator wearing a denim jacket. Now, why is that funny? It's funny for two reasons. One, refrigerators don't wear jackets. And two, you wouldn't find a refrigerator up in a tree. All right. Thank you to Josh Salzman and Ryan Cunningham for our theme song. Are you guys ready for it? I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's do it. Here we go. Wait for it. Oh man, is that man nuts?
My weird school, 1,100,000 hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where art is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. And my weird school, oh yeah, it's my weird school.
Okay, you guys, see you tomorrow. We'll finish the book tomorrow. Same time, same place. Read like crazy. Wash your hands like crazy. Bye.